Welcome back to the She Shed. Today's tutorial is going to be on making these beautiful, soft, pure wool, thick socks. So this is not using very fine yarn for socks. It is using a thicker wool, which requires a 5.5mm hook, and it is pure wool, so these are nice wintry socks. So what do we need to make these socks? So what will we be using? We will be using this beautiful cozy wool. It is 100% superwash wool. It is about 174 meters, and you will need 2 balls of this for your socks. I use 1 ball per sock so that I don't have any seams in my socks, so no knots or anything when you're joining yarn. So you will have yarn left over per sock, but if you want to join in it, feel free, but I like to have seamless socks. It is requiring a 4.5mm hook, and I will go up a size to a 5.5. That's that. And this colour is called Spearmint. Okay, so what else would I need? I need my 5.5mm hook. This is from Furls. I'm going to need a pair of scissors, my yarn needle, a stitch marker, and a stitch counter. So let's get this project started. We are going to start off from the top to the toe. Now I do have another video out, which is method 2 of making a sock, which will be from the toe to the top. And I'll leave a link below if you would like to see how you do that one. So for this one, we're going to be starting from the top. So that means we need to do rib, and we will be doing the rib stitch. So start off with a slip knot, and you can do a tiny tail because we're going to be weaving that in later. Get your hook and put it on your hook. And you will be chaining 5 plus 1. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 plus 1. And for the rib stitch, we will be going into this V right here. And each stitch will go straight into the middle of that V. And we will be doing a single crochet for each stitch of the rib, which means skipping this chain here, going into the next one. Put your hook in, grab your yarn, pull it through, and then grab your yarn and pull through the 2 on the loop. Go to the next stitch, go into that V, grab your yarn, pull it through, grab your yarn, pull through the 2 on the hook, and continue. 3, 4, and 5. Now we are going to chain 1 and turn. Now we're going to skip that chain 1 that we just did and go into the next V there, straight into the middle of the V. Grab your yarn, pull it through, grab your yarn, pull through the 2 on the hook. Next V, 2, 3, 4, 5, chain 1 and turn. Now you will be repeating this for every single row of this rib stitch, and if you are following along with me, this will be 28 rows of ribbing. That is enough to go around just below my calf. So this is a long sock. I've made a long thick sock here, and this goes just below my calf. So you want to make sure that when you wrap this around your calf that it's not too tight and it's not too loose. You don't want it loose that it's going to fall down, and you don't want it tight that it's going to cut off your blood circulation. So wrap it around, see what fits you. And if you are following along with me, it will be 28 rows that you will be doing, and I will meet you back here at the end of your last row. When you have completed your 28 rows, if you're following along with me, or however many rows you need to go around your bottom of your calf, what we need to do is make sure that we finish at the opposite side to your tail. Make sure it's flat, and then what we're going to do is bring it together and seam the edge there with a slip stitch in each stitch. So what we need to do is find the tippy top of the very first stitch, which is right there, put your hook in, grab your yarn, pull through the 2 loops on your hook, and there's your slip stitch. Go to your next stitch, which is that one there, go into the next stitch on the other side, grab a yarn and pull through all 3 loops on your hook, and continue doing this all the way down, matching each side together. Should be on the last one now. One there, that one there, there we go. And then turn your work inside out and move your tail out of the way, and there we go, we've joined it together and it looks seamless. Now what we need to do is make a stitch in the top of every one of your rows. So for me that's going to be 28 because I did 28 rows. So I'm going to do a half double crochet in the top of every row. So the rows are the rises and the falls, so the hills and the valleys, hill, valley. So you need to put a stitch in the top of that one, top of that one, top of that one, top of that one, and so on and so forth. And I'm going to stitch over the tail as we go. So to start, we need to chain 1, grab a yarn, go into the top of that first row, grab a yarn, pull it through, and grab a yarn and pull through all loops on your hook, and that's your half double crochet. Grab a yarn into the next row on the top, grab a yarn, pull it through, grab a yarn, pull through the 3 on the hook. And you can see that I'm working over my tail. So grab a yarn, going into the next row, the top of the next row, another half double crochet, and so on and so forth until you have got yourself, well for me it's going to be 28 stitches because I did 28 rows. And I will meet you back here when you have finished creating your stitches in that row. When you have finished that round and created your number of stitches to match your row, so for me it was 28, we are going to now be working in the round. We are not going to go into that first stitch and do a slip stitch and then step up. We are going to work in the round because when you do, you will have absolutely no seam, you will have no idea where the start and the end of your sock is. And that's what we want. We want a seamless finish. So what we need to do is a half double crochet in every stitch. So we just go into the stitch and just keep working around and around and around, but don't go too far. Grab your stitch marker and mark your first stitch. Okay, and that will let us know where it is, because even though it will be seamless, we still do know where the start and the finish, is, and therefore we want to mark that and keep that at the back. And you will need to be working in the round for 25 rows if you are going along with me. I'm going to leave you to continue the amount of rows that you would like for your leg, and I will meet up with you when you have finished that, and we will start working on the heel. Once you have finished your 25 rows, or however many rows you require for the length of your lower leg, now we are going to make the heel. So with the heel, we need to come in, work along, and then go back out, down. So to start off with, we are going to increase to come out. And for the next 4 stitches, we are going to do an increase. So an increase is do a half double crochet, then into the same stitch, a half double crochet. Now at this point, move your stitch marker to the first stitch, sorry, the last stitch of your round from previously. So there's our first increase. Let's do another increase, number 2. So we've just done 2 half double crochets in the next stitch, 2 half double crochets in the third stitch, and 2 half double crochets in the fourth stitch. Now you just need to do a half double crochet in every stitch to the last 4 stitches of this round. One, 2, 3, 4. Okay, we are now 1, 2, 3, 4 stitches. So in these last 4 stitches, we're going to do the increase again. So 2 half double crochets in the same stitch for the next 4 stitches. So that's number 2, number 3, and number 4. Okay, so the next row and the next 7 rows in total are going to be half double crochets in every stitch. So no increases for the next 7 rows. Just putting a half double crochet in every stitch. So do remember that your ones where you've done your increase, they might be a bit close together. So make sure you get in between your 2 increases. Alright, so continue this for 7 rows, and this is where you might want to use your stitch counter, or just move your stitch marker up on every row, and I will meet you back here after your 7th round. After you've finished your 7 rows, bring your stitch marker up so that it is on that last stitch you did of that round. And now we are going to start decreasing, and we're going to decrease in the next 8 stitches. So yarn over, go into this next stitch, pull your yarn through, go into the next stitch, pull your yarn through, and then yarn over and pull through the 4 loops on your hook. That's 1. Yarn over into the next stitch, pull your yarn through, yarn over into the next stitch, pull your yarn through, and then yarn over through the 4 loops on your hook. And you will repeat that 2 more times. So you should have the 1, 2, 3, 4 decrease, which is 8 stitches decrease. Then we are going to do a half double crochet in each stitch until we have 8 stitches left in this round. One, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. That was 8. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Okay, so we've got 8 stitches left, and we're going to decrease in these 8 stitches. That's 1, 2, 3, 4. Okay, and from this round onwards we will be doing half double crochet in each round for the next 18 rows. So what we are now doing is the foot, and we're going to do 18 rows, and then from there I will meet you back up here and we'll do the toe. So just continue your half double crochets for the next 18 rows, and I'll see you at the end of your 18th row. Oh, saying that, if you have a smaller foot, do less rows. If you have a larger foot, do more rows. And just do so you get to the top of, just at the base of your toes, and that's when we will come back and do the toe part. So for me, if you're following along with me, it is 18 rows, and I'll see you back here after that. We are now going to work on the toe and bringing the toe in. So what we are going to do is when we come to every fourth stitch, we are going to decrease. And I'm going to start, first of all, bring your stitch marker up to the last stitch of the row that you just did. And then this first 2 stitches here, I'm going to decrease. So yarn over, go into the first stitch, bring your yarn through, go into the second stitch, bring your yarn through, and yarn over and through the 3 loops on your hook. Then we're going to work 3 stitches in half double crochet, 1, 2, 3, and then a decrease. And then the next 3 stitches, 1, 2, 3, and a decrease. So keep doing this until you get back to the beginning of this round. So the end of that round, we're going to do the next round as just half double crochet, no decreases. So bring your stitch marker up to the last stitch of that round and half double crochet for this entire round, and I will meet you back here at the end of that round. Okay, at the end of that round, bring your stitch marker up, and this next round is going to be a decrease round, but this time it is going to be in every 3rd stitch. So we are going to decrease and then work your half double crochet in the next 2 stitches, and then decrease, and then your half double crochet in the next 2 stitches, and so on and so forth. So keep doing that until you get to the end of this round, and I will meet you back at the end of this round. At the end of that round, bring your stitch marker up, and then this next round is just going to be a half double crochet in every stitch, no decrease at all. So just put a half double crochet in every stitch, and I will meet you back here at the end of this round. At the end of that round, bring your stitch marker up, and this round we are going to be decreasing, and it is our last decrease round, and we're going to be decreasing every 2nd stitch. So this first stitch is a decrease, and then the next stitch is a half double crochet, then a decrease, then a half double crochet, and continue. And continue going around, and I'll meet you back at the end of this round. Alright, so we are now on our final round, and bring your stitch marker up, and now you are going to be doing a half double crochet in every stitch on this round, and I will meet you back here when you have finished that round. Okay, so at the end of that round you can remove your stitch marker. You need to allow just enough yarn to go around the top of your sock and snip that off. Do a slip stitch into the next stitch. So just pull the yarn through the loop on your hook and pull it through. And get your yarn needle and thread that. And we're going to sew up the top. And it's straightforward, just weave in and out, in and out, in and out, all the way around. You don't have to weave in and out on every single stitch. You can just weave in and out where you feel comfortable till you get back to the beginning, and then pull tight. And we are going to sew up this hole on the outside, not the inside of the sock, because you don't want to have your knot on the inside. That is going to irritate you to no end. So just sew up the sock as much as you want to, till you feel comfortable that is good enough. And then do a couple of knots. And I just weave in the end just to make sure. And cut off. And there we go, our finished sock to match our other sock. Well everybody, I hope you have enjoyed this tutorial on our very thick, cozy winter socks. If you do make these socks, I would love to see a photo of them, so please share a photo with me on my Instagram account, which is lucky_platypus1. You can also go on my website, www.luckyplatypus.com.au, or even on Facebook, which is Lucky Platypus. I hope you have enjoyed that. I hope your socks are beautiful and comfy and keep you warm on those cold winter nights. I hope to see you again at the She Shed very soon. So take care everybody. Bye everyone.